Today I will be talking to you guys about the disadvantages of being a tall teenager, a tall child, a tall person in general. And I want to start by saying I know that some people are thinking that, oh, being short is a disadvantage, being tall is a good thing. But honestly, I don't think there's a problem with either being tall or short. I just want to talk to you guys about some of the problems I have had as a tall teenager. Like and subscribe if you're gonna like my experiences, and don't forget to tell me some of yours in the comments below. I think it all started back when I was in kindergarten, and I always tended to be the tallest in my class, the tallest in my group of friends. And back then, originally, it was a bit cool, I would say, because when the teachers used to put the toys on the higher shelves, on the top shelf, I was the one that everyone came to asking me nicely to get the toys for them. And in the beginning it was really cool because I was the center of the attention, and everyone was like, oh Vlad, you're so tall, can you please get my teddy bear? And I was helping them out, and everyone was just around me all the time. But with time, I mean, it's okay the first 2, 5, 10, 50 times, but then it starts to get quite boring. Like I was doing something else in the corner with one of my friends playing, and someone would come to me, Vlad, can you come on the other side of the class and help me? And I was always nice and going and helping them, but sometimes it was just getting a bit annoying. And I know it's quite a weird story because they had the problem, they couldn't reach the toys, but yeah, I don't know, it got a bit excessive because I was the only tall guy in kindergarten. And then I started school. In school there were always like a group of 3, 4 of us that were really, really tall. I mean, compared to everyone else, not in the class, not in general that tall. And in the beginning, the 2nd and 3rd grade, I would say we were just a bit taller than everyone else, so it wasn't that big of a difference. But that's when I started doing sports even more intense than before, because before I was only playing tennis for fun. But when I was in 2nd and 3rd grade, I started playing other sports, and I think that kind of helped with my growth, at least I suppose that's what did it. I don't know. Ever since like the 2nd or 3rd grade, people came to our school looking for potential athletes, from basketball to just athletics. A boxing guy, I remember this boxing guy came from my 2nd grade all the way to my 8th grade. Every like 2 months he was coming in the class looking for the tallest people. It was me and 3 of my friends, 2 guys and 1 girl. She was quite tall back then as well. And every semester she was coming in all the time, asking for us if we want to join the boxing club, and I was always like, no, I don't want to get hit in the face, please. But he was coming in all the time. After like a few years, when he kept on coming week after week asking for us, everyone else in the class started making fun of us. It was like, ooh, the boxing guy is here to talk to you, Vlad. The boxing guy is here to talk to you, the group of tall people. And we weren't even that much taller than everyone else in the 2nd and 3rd grade. 4th, 5th grade, things started changing a bit more because we became a volleyball class, and that kind of had its perks. And yes, we did play volleyball. I've been playing volleyball for so many years now, at least 10 years. And I always had the advantage of being the tallest, or one of the tallest people. And back in the 5th grade, we were only playing 4 versus 4. Nowadays, volleyball, it's my leagues are 6 versus 6. And the way it works, they usually look for the tall people. So, because I had plenty of friends that were a bit shorter and probably a lot better than me at volleyball, but they never made the first team because they were looking for the tall guys. And although it was an advantage because I was making what's happening outside, although I was having an advantage on the short friends of mine because I was playing in the team, I always felt a bit left out, which sounds really weird because they were still playing but just in the 2nd team, and I couldn't play with my friends because I was considered the tall guy. And yeah, it was weird because I don't know if they felt the same because they weren't playing with me and we were friends, but I felt a bit odd that I couldn't play with them because I was tall. In a way, I felt like I was treated different or put in the separate place, team, environment only because of my height, and that was a bit weird. And that's what happens with most sport elements when it comes to school. I remember in PE we used to start from the shortest at the end, no, actually from the tallest to the shortest, because I think it's for the shorter students to see you copying the teacher. So I was always in front, so I can never like just be on the side or just pretend to do the exercises. I had to do them because the teacher was showing them to me and everyone else was copying me. Bro, that's why I became so athletic, because I could never like be in the back of the queue and just skip the exercises. Yeah, that was also a bit annoying, because before I started doing lots of sports, so like before fifth grade, I was still a kid. Sport hour, the PE lesson, you just want to play some games and have fun with your friends. But I was always in front, having to be the, oh, I'm gonna do the exercises perfectly because I want a good grade in PE. Although my friends further down the queue were just having fun and not doing the exercises exactly. I think then I was around 12, nah, I think 14 actually, 14 or maybe even 15, so not that long ago. Quite long ago, but not that long ago. There was this girl I really liked, and she was very nice to me, and everything was pretty nice. And you can imagine, I was a 14-year-old kid, you know, I wasn't like an adult or anything, but I just liked her, so I asked her to go on a date with me. I think it was around Valentine's Day, or it was getting close to Valentine's Day. That was what, like 7 years ago? That's pretty crazy. And she didn't want to go on a date with me because I was too tall. That's what she told me. She could have told me that, I don't know, my breath smelled. Just shout out to Fabrizio in the embarrassing stories video. Or she could have told me that I'm too childish for her. I don't know. She told me she doesn't want to date me or go on a date with me because I'm too tall. And I really liked her. She was very nice until that. I mean, she was nice after that as well, because she said it in a nice way. But yeah, I just felt judged based on my physicality. And if you're a tall person or a short person for that matter, there's nothing you can really do to change it. I mean, it's most of the time genetics. If your parents are tall or short, 80% of the chance you're gonna be like your parents or just very different. There are some exceptions, exactly, but I don't know, I don't think you should be judging people based on their height or... Is someone knocking on my window? What's going on? That experience as a 14-year-old kid being denied the girl I liked due to my height was a bit awkward, and I feel I felt that for like 2 years in a row after that. Like, until I was only 16 and a half until I realized it doesn't matter, we're just her preference. She probably just used that as an excuse she didn't like me. But even nowadays, I have so many problems with being tall. And again, I know it might sound superficial, and I know shorter people and shorter friends of mine have a lot bigger problems than I have. But as an example, when I'm on subway these days, just think of a subway, yeah, you know, the ceiling, and it's kind of like has edges closer to the doors, like a roof. And when it's really crowded on the subway and I'm closer to the doors, literally, so not to the main ceiling, to the side ceiling, I have to be like this, and bend my knees as well, because I can't stand properly, because obviously I wouldn't fit in there. And people don't realize that, because people don't care, oh, you're tall, no one gives a damn about you, you're just there in a corner trying to not destroy your neck, which hurts. If you go for it for like 20-25 minutes in that spot in the subway train, your neck starts to hurt like crazy, and people probably don't look or don't care. They just think I'm on my phone or something, where I'm just like trying to do neck exercises and not. Yeah, that's one of the actually more recent problems I found of being a tall guy. Also, as I said, playing volleyball, I've always wanted to play volleyball, but I could never play what positions I wanted to. Ever since I started, I was one of the tallest guys, so I had to play as a middle blocker. I don't know if you guys know how volleyball works, but middle blocker is basically the guy that has the most explosiveness, so he can jump the highest, and it's usually the tallest guy, with very few exceptions around the world. So because I've always been the tallest, I had to play that position. I always had to play that position, but because I was the tallest, no one ever let me play anything else, and I wanted to train and try other things out. I don't know, I just enjoy and love trying different things out, but I never could because I'm the tall guy and I have to play the tall position. Yeah, as I said, I know it sounds weird because people don't make teams because they're too short, but even so, there's still disadvantages I have as a tall person. I even had a friend quite recently, like half a year ago, that was asking me how can I grow taller, and I was like, why do you want to grow taller? Just be yourself, enjoy your height, take it, use it for your advantage, as I'm trying to use my height as an advantage as well. yeah, I think these are most of the experiences I can think of right now as disadvantages of being a tall guy. I think my point is, no matter if you're short or tall, don't judge other people and don't judge yourself. You are what you are, and you're lovely no matter what way you are. But yeah, if you see a tall guy in a subway doing this, maybe you want to make some space for him to be on the center corridor. He doesn't have to sit down. He can just be in the middle of the corridor so he can raise his head up. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the stories, drop a like, subscribe, and also tell me some of your stories. Being short, tall, I don't know, skinny. I'll do a story about being skinny. I used to be very skinny many years ago, and that wasn't that fun either, but it was interesting. Everything is an experience. So yeah, tell me your stories about height and advantages, disadvantages about being short or tall. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and see you next time, whatever I do. Thanks for watching.